for me, the best of the week, I decided to go with shows that I don't pick all the time.
Okay.
You know, new shows to my list.
So Melrose Place?
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Oh, it's awesome.
I know a show that we are both just completely in love with, and just it's like an instant classic is Castle.
Yes.
And just every week it gets a little bit better. It's so good. You know, and it definitely was my best of the week this week. I also put Glee on the list. I know that you're not on the Glee bandwagon, but I love it. It's so funny. It's so good. The musical performances are spectacular. It just is a fantastic show. And this week was just a hilarious episode. I have to say that if Jane Lynch is not at least nominated for an Emmy based on her performance, because she's just so funny, but in this role, it's like she's really...
It's made for her.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm also going to give a little shout out to NCIS Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
I've really, you know, I'm a big fan of NCIS, the original, but I have to say, I've really been enjoying the spinoff. I know there have been some people who... They're like, it's not as good as the original, but, you know, the original's in, like, its 7th season, and this one is, like, 4 or 5 episodes in, but yeah. I've really been enjoying it, and I have to tell you, the chemistry between Chris O'Donnell and LL Cool J is really great, and it really is what makes the show work. Like, they make a great, like, buddy cop sort of team.
Wow,
and
surprised to hear that.
Really been enjoying it. So those are my 3 bests of the week.
Okay, well, for mine, I will agree. Castle's also... I didn't really rank mine, but I'll say Castle is near the top of the list. The last 2 episodes have been great. I like the model one. I figured out what the murder weapon was right away, but I couldn't figure out who the murderer was. So I like shows like that. That I can kind of...
went the opposite, where right away I was like, oh yeah, he did it.
No. Yeah, see, I was the other way.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. I like how they did the book, and then now they're talking about the book on the show, and they had everyone turn to page 105, and you can just probably hear America, like, turning to page 105. Even though I read it. We'll talk about that in a future show, but I really like the book, too. Second, Dollhouses last week was really good. It was a serial killer episode where the serial killer was put into Victor so they could find the bodies, and, you know, props to the guy who plays Victor. His name is so weird, I can't even...
It's Inver Gorkatch or something.
So, yeah, Victor got to play 2 roles. He got to play the serial killer guy, which is really creepy. And then there was a mistake in the dollhouse, so the girl imprint got switched with the serial killer. And so then he was dancing and, you know, hitting on guys.
Dancing up in the club, having a good time.
Best performance of this whole season on that show, and maybe even one of the top performances so far.
And can we just talk for a quick second about how they foreshadowed the events of Epitaph 1 in this episode as well?
Yeah. So, you know, really good episode. It was written by Tim Minear, who, you know, always done great shows like The Inside and Drive, and who I think really should, they should fire Tim Kring and put Tim Minear in charge of Heroes, and he would just turn that show around. I would actually start watching again, so that's just my little thing. So the third, which Stephanie has not seen, but Psych this last week was perfect. Like, Stephanie really liked the
not fade Topper. The one with Gus's old
Urkel.
Musical group.
Yeah, she thought it was like the most perfect episode. I think this last one was like perfect. It had Joshua Malino is in it. The guy from American Werewolf in London was in it. It had the best part where it even had Duran Duran's "Hungry Like the Wolf" song in the episode, and it was.
It's on the DVR, and I plan to watch it when I get home today.
And the beginning involved WWF wrestling, like a whole like thing, like you don't talk during the Rumble. Just, I laughed so hard. So if you can check, it's on Hulu. You can check that out too. It's great stuff. So really good. I think a really good last 2 weeks of television.
Let's talk about the worst.
Okay. Well, I don't know if our worst is the same, but
well, here's the thing about my worst list. I wanted to put like half the episode on the best list and half the episode on the worst list. If I could split the episode in half, I would say The Office Wedding. Okay. Because I have to say, I loved the ending. I thought it was great, and it was adorable, and it sort of fit Jim and Pam, and it fit stuff that would happen in the office. So that part, I loved. The rest of it was pretty cringeworthy and almost to the point of being unwatchable. Yeah. And then when you follow it up with the episode that aired last night about Michael thinking he's getting attacked by the mafia, but it's just an insurance salesman, of course. It just, what happened? What has happened to the formerly funniest show on television?
I don't know, and I'll agree with you that I thought the wedding was the worst episode of television in the last 2 weeks. I could only get through maybe like 35 minutes of it, and you were here when I was watching it, and I just, you could hear it really loud, and all of a sudden I just turned it off. I'm like, I can't, I just turned it off like mid-sentence.
Like, you could not stomach it.
I'm done. Jim and Pam have always been like the nice people, and the people that we can relate to, and the people that are like not a-holes like everyone else on the show, and they're kind of turning into that, and I'm like, they know they're better than everyone. Like, we always know they're better than everyone else, but they don't need to like outwardly, say they're better than everyone else. And it's just, I'm just tired of it. They're using the same plots. So I've written a blog that we posted on Monday that's all about my breakup with The Office. So
it's tough. Tim's going through a tough breakup.
Yeah, I am. I need Kleenex.
I just want to quickly mention for the worst list, Wednesday night was the season premiere of Nip Tuck, which first of all sort of took me by surprise because I didn't realize it was coming on until like I said Nip Tuck and it said a new episode, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll watch. And then I watched it, and it was just like as unlikable as the characters generally are. Like, man, I know there is only like 19 episodes left, but if this is how the show is going out, they need to do something with these characters, because they just were all, it was just, it hurt. It was painful to watch.
Isn't it that the same guy who does Glee? Ryan Murphy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Maybe he's just like, he's checked out on Nip Tuck and he's all about Glee now.
Nice bookends for Stephanie this week.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so let's get into news. Let's go through this really quick because there's some bad stuff in here. Yeah. Speaking of bad, Predators, they're remaking Predators with Nimrod Antal is directing it. Robert Rodriguez is producing it. You might remember Antal. He directed Vacancy, the movie with my girlfriend in it. Kate Beckinsale, of course.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay, just making sure it was a horror movie. I wasn't sure if you saw it or knew about it.
But, it's got some big action movie heavyweights starring in it, of course.
Oh, you're being sarcastic.
Yes. They've cast Adrian Brody.
Oscar winner
Adrian Brody and Topher Grace in the new Predators movie. Because when you think action, you think Adrian Brody.
Skinny white guys.
Yeah, so.
And Walton Goggins from The Shield's in it, too.
He might be the only legitimate action person in the film.
I think he's going to be like the crazy Bill Paxton from Aliens kind of character.
Well, he does play crazy very good.
Yeah, so we can look forward to that next year, I assume.
Yeah, next up, Jon Favreau not directing the Avengers movie. Now, it's not like it's really news, but...
It's news, at least. We know who's not going to direct it.
Also, Gary Ross is doing Venom. You
might remember Gary Ross from Seabiscuit in Pleasantville.
But the news that Topher Grace is probably not going to be back, but I don't think anybody was.
No, and Venom, of course, is a Spider-Man villain. He started as a villain, and he was like an anti-hero, and I guess now he's a full-on kind of hero. I don't know really what's going on with Venom.
And what's up with Fox?
Fox has sort of announced that they're not going to be canceling any shows until mid-season. So usually, like, if shows are doing bad, the network will just cut it. Like Beautiful Life, or whatever that show is called, it's cut. But Fox is going to keep airing all the shows, which I think is like a really good idea, at least to like burn off all the episodes.
I think it's mainly because when it gets this time of year and they're airing the baseball playoffs, they have the championship series, and then they have the World Series. I think it just throws their schedule into such disarray that it's just, and then there's always a little craziness around the holidays. I think they've just decided to just wait, before they're going to cancel.
Yeah, but I'm thankful, so at least we'll get all the episodes of Dollhouse that have been aired so far. I mean, shot so far.
Well, I guess that just leaves us with Stump the Host.
Let's do it.
My turn to stump Tim. Earlier in the show, we did talk about Jamie Foxx starring in Law Abiding Citizen.
Okay.
I would like you to tell me, according to Rotten Tomatoes, what is his lowest rated film and what is his highest rated film?
Ray is the highest one, I'm guessing? No. I know it's not The Soloist. Soloist had kind of a lower rating. Booty Call?
Yes, Booty Call was his highest.
No, I meant Booty Call is the lowest. I didn't say Booty Call is the highest.
No, Booty Call's not his lowest.
Really? Rating. Wow, I completely got stumped today.
Yes. Stealth
Oh, Stealth! Oh.
Stealth with 13%. I know, Stealth with 13%. Highest rated film, Collateral with 86%.
Oh, I love that movie. Apparently not enough to remember it. So check out our blog. It is inscaped.com. And we'll be back kind of next.